Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the decentralized
Tristan, you're mute.
Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to the Decentralized Masters podcast, your go-to source for everything in decentralized finance. My name's Tristan and I'm here today with my co-host John. He's having a little bit of
Hello.
network connectivity issues, so we're going to go without the camera today. We're here to guide you through the ever-changing world of DeFi, one strategy at a time. So, John, how are we today?
We're doing pretty good besides the fact that, internet's down. So I'm using my tablet as a hotspot. So it seems to connect, but hopefully we're able to continue on the but besides that, we can get on Hyperlink right now. Tree still holding on to that trade. Didn't get liquidated yesterday or today, but I was very close to that because for whole market. And I think you should be in the next days as well. You guys can barely hear me. That sucks.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, it sounds a little bit like you're talking into a fan, so we got a little bit of the robot voice going on. But
I'll
what
let you run the screen then.
Yeah, let me go. I will hit the main points here. Chime in when it makes sense. But let's go. We'll keep it very simple today. Let's start with the crypto bubbles. So as you can see today, pretty decent out there. Pretty decent day. I know the stock market is doing quite well today as well. We got Fart Coin up today, 9%. We got Bonk up 10, almost 10% there. So we have a very, as you would say, like very specific day, meaning some tokens are up, some tokens are down. That just goes to show that this altcoin season, at least so far, or this this environment that we're currently in, it doesn't have that same same narrative that it used to, where all tokens just go up. Now that there are actual millions of altcoins now at the moment, you've got to be a little bit more specific on what coins you're getting into, because like I said, not all of them are going to be doing well at the same time. The week is looking really nice though. Pingu is up a whole 66%. Fartcoin is up 24%. Bonk up 24%. Hype is up 10%. So we do Latsui up almost 15% as well this week. So pretty good week as well. Month for the altcoins still down. It's we're definitely not in an altcoin season yet, an official one. There are some outliers here. For example, Uni has been doing good. Say has been doing great this month. Aerodrome is doing good this month. But if you look at this in a long-term lens at the moment, everything is still down, 80, 70, 90% from where we were back in January. So altcoins still have a lot of room to recover right now. And we'll get into that. But yeah, John, how are we on the altcoins? Can you hear much at the moment, or give it a go?
Hey.
Yeah, can you hear? Testing. Oh man. All right.
I'll run back.
It's too bad, mate. It's still you're still like you're still talking still talking through a fan. But you know what? John's not the only person out there having internet problems. We got Brandon Pollard here. Same here. AT&T internet is awful now, so he's using his mobile hotspot. Brandon says, "Hey, I'm glad I'm not the only one." Brandon also having really bad internet at the moment. So John, you're not the only guy out there who is suffering from internet issues at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's an AT&T thing. I'm not sure, but I'm not on AT&T. I'm in Canada, so we use completely different networks. But John is not the only guy out there suffering from bad internet. Yeah. Looks like he's back. John, we got a few other guys out there having some bad internet at the moment too, so you're not the only one.
That's good. I'm not sure you guys can hear me. It's good to hear. I thought I was the only one. There's no way.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, but that was where we get seen for crypto bubbles right now. We can go to fear and greed index on crypto market cap at the moment as well. A little bit more neutral. We were touching greed yesterday, but we're still in that very neutral kind of range right now. I think, in my opinion, that we'll start moving into greed as time goes on here, just because there's a lot of positive factors actually in the market at the moment. But yeah, at the moment, neutral. It was only a few. It's really only a few days ago when we were dealing with the conflict that erupted in the Middle East, and we dropped into the fearful region again. And we were in extreme fear only a few months, only two months ago now as well. So things move fast in crypto, and things move fast in the stock market as well. So fear and greed always changing, always very fast. Um, I do have a little bit of a presentation for you guys today. So without further ado, I will get into it. I will do a little bit of TA now. Now that John usually does the TA, but I will do it for today just to make sure we hit it. Um, but we'll do it as we go on, because there's going to be things that I touch on, for example, about Bitcoin in here, and then I will do the TA for Bitcoin. So without further ado, let's do a little bit of crypto news from around the world at the moment. So we will do a little bit of TA here. Never mind. So KBC Bank. So this is one of the largest banks in Belgium. This bank has now has plans to offer Bitcoin and Ethereum investments to its retail customers via its Bolero platform. This, assuming regulatory approval from the EU, will be one of the first banks in the European Union allowing its customers to have custody, or not, maybe not self. I think this probably won't be self custody. It would be Bolero being the custodial here. But this would be one of the first banks in the EU to allow their customers to have access to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So news out of Belgium. We got more news in Europe as well. The ECB pilot project for their Euro stablecoin, aka the Euro CBDC, so central bank digital currency, is underway. They are running it in a few different places at the moment, just as a trial. However, they are making headways towards making the euro a central bank digital currency, just like China's central bank digital currency for the yuan. It'll be a very similar kind of token, I believe, but not something that people who are really excited about crypto are, they're not the traditional crypto investor like myself, but like John, are very excited about things like CBDCs, just because it gives the state or the power, the state, like total control over the money. So they control the inflation rate. They control what you could purchase with your currency. They could hold your currencies, not allow you to transact in it. So a lot of different things that restrict freedom would be possible with CBDCs. So although they might sound convenient, it's not something that the usual crypto person is really looking towards. But the EU has always been heavy-handed in regulation, and then oftentimes they'll backtrack. So hopefully that they hopefully they still backtrack, but it's hard to say. We also got another euro stablecoin backed by Deutsche Bank and WS, pending regulatory approval. This would be filling a void that was left by USDT in Europe. So under the new crypto rules, the MiCA crypto rules that the EU presented, USDT, so Tether, was banned, or it's banned from European exchanges. So, for example, if you are an EU citizen resident and you have a Kraken account or a Binance account or any other of the centralized exchanges, you are not permitted to hold USDT through those exchanges. Of course, if you're holding it in a decentralized way, like on a ledger, like we teach at Decentralized Masters, you can still, of course, hold USDT. But if through a centralized exchange, you are no longer allowed to have it. However, we got this new stablecoin coming up called EURAU, which will be an alternative to Tether's USDT. This one will be total euro-based stablecoin. So yeah, it would be interesting. Maybe there'll be some liquidity pools or some earning protocols for this as well. We'll keep our eyes out for that. We're also going to go to Kazakhstan today. So not a country that you see often in the news. However, Kazakhstan is actually the third largest country in the world for Bitcoin mining. It goes at this very moment. It is the United States, followed by Russia, then Kazakhstan, and then I think it's Canada. But Kazakhstan has actually become quite a large proponent of cryptocurrencies. They are now planning a central bank they are starting a national current crypto reserve, just like they made one in the U.S., just like Trump's new crypto reserve for Bitcoin. They're not going to fund this one like in the States. It's only funded with seized crypto. So, for example, a large portion of the Bitcoin that the United States holds came from the Silk Road seizure that they did when the Silk Road was shut down, which was basically a black market on the deep web. People were, selling banned products and things on that, banned products and services on there. We'll leave it at that. But they were using Bitcoin as their main currency. And when they did that, they seized the Bitcoin. And that actually became the base of this, United States currency reserve. Kazakhstan now doing the same thing. Any crypto that they seize from criminal cases will be applied to their national reserve. Also, government mining revenue. So, like I said, Kazakhstan is the third largest country when it comes to Bitcoin miners. So a lot of the tax revenue that they're going to get from crypto Bitcoin miners will actually just go to Kazakhstan's national crypto reserve. So very interesting things coming out of Kazakhstan. Not something you get to say often, but good on them. Good on them. We go to Bhutan now. This is a smaller country west of India, south of China in the Himalayas. Very peaceful country, I've heard. Bhutan is actually another one of these countries out there that has been mining Bitcoin for a very long time. They started mining Bitcoin back in 2019. Bhutan's been there with El Salvador as in terms of crypto friendliness, and they're taking another step towards that this week as well. You can now use Binance Pay and other cryptocurrencies, or Binance Pay and other cryptos, to pay for goods and services like food, like hotels, right there in the in the local economy. So this is very similar to what you're seeing in places like El Salvador. They're not officially making crypto, a legal currency here, but they are allowing you to transact with it. Which is it is a little ironic though, because I don't think Bhutan is like a very tech savvy country. It's still very rural. But they might be they might be leapfrogging. They might be going right from cash to crypto, no credit cards in between. But very cool things happening in Bhutan. They do a lot of their crypto mining with hydropower, so they have lots of dams, lots of rivers running through the country. So they've been doing most of their mining for that. They now hold over 13,000 Bitcoin. So Bhutan Bhutan is slowly becoming a very wealthy country as the price of Bitcoin goes up. We got a little bit of news and forecasts and politics as well. And this is big news. The M2 money supply hit a brand new high. So what this basically means is that the money supply for money in the world, so the United States, Japan, Canada, the EU, has hit a brand new high. This has been pushed up a little bit by the big beautiful bill that we will talk about later as well. But what is important to note here, and why this is important for crypto and Bitcoin, is that Bitcoin actually follows the M2 money supply, and we will go to that. So it follows it with an 83-day lag. Some people say 70, some people say 83. We'll just do 83 for simplicity today. I usually do 70 actually personally, but some people say differently. But the important point here is that the Bitcoin chart and the M2 money supply are very correlated. As you can see, the price of Bitcoin and the M2 have been following each other for a long amount of time now. And now we see that the M2 money supply is looking pretty high in October. And so potentially doesn't mean, just because the M2 money supply is high, maybe we're going to see a breakdown of this correlation. It's always possible, but I would be I'm confident in saying that Bitcoin will likely follow it. So it's good news for any Bitcoin investors out there. Although it does mean inflation, it usually means higher prices for anything that is denominated in the US dollar, and that is Bitcoin, real estate, stocks, etc. Yeah, so interesting news for the M2 money supply. Big beautiful bill, like I mentioned, this passed in the Senate, not yesterday, day before. It was actually a 50-50, so none of the Democrats voted for it. Not all the Republicans voted for it, so it was actually at a 50-50 tie. And it required J.D. Vance, Vice President of the U.S., to actually cast a tie-breaking vote in favor of the big beautiful bill. So some of the things on there that were important to note for us crypto people is that the tax cuts that Trump brought in his first term, so that was back before Biden, those are going to be extended now. So they're going to continue for another decade, which basically adds another 4 trillion with a T dollars to the U.S. deficit, including interest. So that is very inflationary, lots of money in the system. But not only are they doing that, the tax cuts, they also the no taxes on tips, no auto loan interest deductions. Those will also be put in through the big beautiful bill. Although no taxes on tips sounds great, it will be an inflationary thing. It will create money. The government will be forced to create money, as that is not money that they are going to be collecting. They also have the $5 trillion extension to the debt ceiling. So the United States, they are hitting the debt ceiling currently. Now that has been raised as well. So very inflationary things, and we're not. There was no money saving. There was no austerity in the bill. It's just people, the U.S. government is spending more and more money. Um, we were also going to talk a little bit about the Fed here, but let me see if we got any questions coming up here. Brandon. I've been updating my mic in Google updates last 2 hours. Yeah. And what else we got here? Question: BTC to the moon, and delete this one. July 14th to be prepared. Yeah, we'll have another one next week, and John will have his better internet connection. Promises. XRP, to my research, is that the banks will adjust to the crypto. Banks will be forced to adjust to crypto. Absolutely, I think. Just look at JP Morgan. They're looking at building their own stablecoin now as well. A lot of the US banks are becoming giving options to their clients to be custodial of their crypto. Well, they'll be custodians of your crypto. They're holding your crypto. But lots of different options coming from the banks now. So they're definitely going to have to adjust. Their options were die or adjust, right? So they were fighting it. And during the Biden administration, it wasn't a very great environment for crypto. So the banks were doing okay fighting it. But now that we have a crypto-friendly administration, the banks are going to have to adjust, or they will basically be outdated. DeFi and EUR AU. Yeah, that was the stablecoin that's coming out for made by Deutsche Bank, which is one of the largest, if not the largest, bank in the European Union. Yeah. Thanks for those questions, Brandon. Appreciate it. We'll continue on here. We're talking about rate cuts. We've had a lot of movement in rate cut talks. Oh, it looks like something happened today. We were Jerome Powell actually was talking at an economic conference in Lisbon, Portugal this week, and someone asked him the question that if there was no tariff talk, if there was no tariff news, would he be in favor of actually doing a rate cut? And then he did say in that specific interview question that if there was no tariff talk, they probably would have done a rate cut by now. So we were looking at rate cuts coming, but it looks like we were just until something must have happened that I'm not familiar with. But literally yesterday, we were actually in favor of a rate cut in September. There was a 62% chance on Polymarket that people were saying that there was going to be a rate cut in September. Something happened today, though. Jerome Powell must have said something, and let's see if let's see if John here can send me a message and do a little digging and see what's happening in the world of rates, because we have become almost 50-50 again in our chances of having a rate cut or no change. No change has just spiked dramatically today. So I would be willing to, if I was a betting man, I would say that Jerome Powell definitely said something in the news today, and it has driven us towards a no change in September, because it looked like we were going to get a cut. Now, not so much.
Hopefully July. I mean, yeah, July, that'd be nice.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, the July one. We have a very small chance of a rate cut in July so far, according to Polymarket. Only a 7% chance. But we had literally yesterday, we had a 62% chance of a rate cut. So we were in favor. Now, as of today, We're, yeah, 46. It looks like there was something must have happened. I'll do a little bit of digging, but I'll talk about that next week, definitely. Yeah, so rate cuts becoming more and more likely. We're getting a lot of news that is supporting it. We have July 15th of this month. We have also CPI data. So, what is the inflation numbers for June? And if those numbers are positive, then you could expect the Fed to be more dovish as well. But for some reason, at the moment, the poly market bets have changed. So, I will get you that information. In corporate news, Coinbase has acquired a company called Liquify. This Liquify company basically does the taxes for crypto startups to make it simple and easy. Um, this is less it's less important for the viewer, you guys listening, of course, but it does talk towards the high amount of acquisitions and mergers that is happening in crypto right now for crypto companies. For example, Robinhood purchased not one but two large crypto exchanges. It was, I think, Bybit in the US, or was it Bitstamp? It was one of those two. I think it might have been Bitstamp in the US. They also purchased a large one in Canada a few weeks ago as well. So there's been a ton of acquisitions of crypto companies happening out there. So these large institutions, these large companies are preparing to have a rush of retail investors coming into the crypto market. So that does bode well for us, since we were here first. But yeah, it is some interesting dynamics happening in the world of acquisitions and mergers for crypto at the moment. Centrifuge. So this is one of the main real world asset companies in crypto projects. Sorry. It was actually a gem in our gem session not too long ago. I know Tyler was talking about it before any of this hype. But Centrifuge is launching their first tokenized S&P 500 index fund. So you'll be able to get the S&P 500 right there through your Web3 wallet. So whether you use a MetaMask or a Rabby, you'll be able to get the S&P 500 right there in there. For example, this is the Centrifuge platform. I have one of my wallets connected here, and you can see that these are some of their existing real world asset products. These are basically treasury funds, and they had a silver fund as well. But these are just real world assets that you could have had in your wallet. So lots of interesting things happening in RWA. Lots of things happening with Centrifuge itself. Pretty good token with it as well, I'm pretty sure. Or else it wouldn't have been in our gem session. We also had big news coming from Kraken this week in terms of real world assets also. You can now trade stocks live on Kraken. So they have 50 or so stocks now from the S&P 500 that you can trade directly on the Kraken platform. And not only did it go to Kraken, it went to Bybit, it went to Solana, and it was done via the Backed platform. I talked about Back about 3-4 weeks ago now in our specific RWA section in Decentralized Masters. So if you wanted to learn a little bit more about tokenized stocks, you wanted to be a little bit early on that, a lot of our members who tuned into that are now involved. So, of course, if you ever want to look into Decentralized Masters, there you can join the free group. You can see it should be either in that description below. I would say, yeah, give it a look, and hopefully I will see you in my RWA session. But you can also get these in your Phantom wallet, so they are trading right there on Jupiter. So Jupiter is and Radium. It's basically on all the large Solana exchanges at the moment. For example, we can go to Jupiter here. So this is Jupiter is one of the largest exchanges on Solana. For those who don't know, but you can pick up the S&P 500, the new Circle stock. So that's USDC, Tesla, Nvidia, MicroStrategy, Apple, Google, Amazon, Meta, QQQ, which is a Nasdaq ETF, Coinbase stock, and Robinhood. All these stocks now can be purchased right here on Jupiter, and you could have them in your Phantom wallet or whatever Solana wallet you choose to use. For example, I picked up some S&P 500 tokens in the S&P 500 tokens just to show you guys how simple this is. Now anyone in the world can go and buy actual, stocks from these. Well, you can buy stock as this tokenized form and have it in a decentralized way. So there's no limits on who can own those stocks now. So you could have someone in North Korea. I don't know how they would get Wi-Fi access, but if they could figure it out, maybe with some Starlink or something, there's absolutely no limit to who can purchase these tokens now, which is beautiful. This is it's like a double-edged sword here with the innovations. Sometimes we see things that we don't want to see, like the CBDCs coming out of Europe. Like we don't want that. But we did really believe for a very long time, at least myself, that tokenized stocks were going to come, and now they're finally here. And so it's a very exciting time actually for anyone who's in the DeFi ecosystem. What else do we got going on? Rex shares. So this was very interesting. We had the first Solana ETF go live yesterday, actually. Solana actually moved up a bit on the news, but it came back down a little bit today. But it is what it is. Just normal fluctuations in the market. It's not a true ETF. So most ETFs, they have to go through the SEC approval, and there's a specific process for them. This one was listed more as, it's basically listed as a corporation, not as an ETF, almost like a trust. So it's not a true ETF, but it's essentially the same thing. What's really cool about this one, though, is that this ETF, this Solana ETF, you can get a dividend from it. And then you might be wondering where that dividend might be coming from. This ETF is actually a staked Solana ETF. So for those who know, if you want to stake your Solana, you can earn a little bit of yield on it. Staking is essentially you're assisting in running the blockchain and earning a yield from it, in the very simplest way of saying it. So this ETF is staked Solana, therefore earning a yield, and that yield will be paid out to you, the shareholder, as a monthly dividend, which is a first and brand new concept for crypto ETFs. So it's very, very exciting. That dividend would be, you would make potentially, you would probably make more yield in just holding this Solana and staking it in a decentralized way. So through your Phantom wallet, through your ledger, et cetera, et cetera. But for the people out there who don't want to go through the process of creating wallets, who don't want to stress out about security and 24 words security phrases, for those who just want a brokerage account and leave it at that, easy, super simple now. Just the SSK Solana ETF, and you can get Solana exposure and a dividend from it. We also see this coming for ETFs like the Ethereum ones, because Ethereum works on that same kind of concept. You can stake your Ethereum, earn a little bit of yield. So at some point, I would be assuming that we will get that for Ethereum ETFs coming as well. But this is the first, and it's once again very exciting things happening in the world of real world assets. Yeah, that is all I actually had to go over today. We can do a little bit of TA for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I did touch Bitcoin a little bit just because of the M2 money supply, but we can do a little bit of technical analysis on Bitcoin. Um, I was just going to say that we are at a pretty critical pretty critical place right now. This was close. We're getting closer to that all-time high. You can see that we have a pretty strong resistance here, though. So there was not. We get to 111, 112,000. That we get into that range, and then we immediately get knocked down. So this has happened, once, twice, hopefully not three times. But I would say it's possible. It is a strong resistance. There is lots of great news in the market, but that resistance is a strong one. But if we can see ourselves breaking out of this, I think we would be in price discovery for Bitcoin, and only we'd be yeah, things could look pretty good, and I'm leaning that we will move in that direction, and that is just because that not only is Bitcoin doing very well here, but the S&P 500, so the stock market, where is it? There it is. S&P 500 at the moment also at all-time highs. Very basically on the news of the big beautiful bill going through, and we're getting some peace out of Iran. Oil prices are going down. All these things are really good for the economy. So the S&P 500 has been seeing all-time highs, new gains, and looks like we are having another good day on the market today as well. So the S&P 500 and Bitcoin have in the past been very correlated, meaning they move together. So for me, that is a sign that hopefully at some point, like the title of this video, that the S&P 500 has made new highs. Bitcoin will be following it shortly. Yeah, we can check out Ethereum real quick here before we say our goodbyes as well. Ethereum is going to be something you want to watch because this is the indicator for our alt season. We need Ethereum to do well for there to be an alt season. Therefore, just got to make sure that it's not just a rally for Bitcoin, that it's also a rally for Ethereum as well. We have gone back into this consolidation range. We did break below it a little bit when the Iran Israel conflict broke out there, but then we bounced right back. And Ethereum now has been consolidating for how many days is this? You could say it's been consolidating since the end of May till now July. So things are looking good when a token consolidates like this for so long. It usually means that it's going to break out to the upside. Of course, it could break down. There are stranger things have happened, but usually when you have consolidation like this, it means that we're going to break out at some point. We're looking at staying above kind of 2,700 into the 2,800. If we can sustain that for several days, I would be really excited about that, just because that would likely mean that we're going to start making new highs in Ethereum. And hopefully that would also mean that our alt season is on the way. So yeah, very excited about the current state of things in the market. It's looking pretty good. Let me turn to John for a second here. Let's see if we can hear him.
Yo, what's up?
No, that sounds pretty good.
All right.
Sort of good.
Okay, there you go. What were you saying?
Yeah, it sounds. You sound good. You sound good now.
Awesome, perfect. But you were going to tell me something, right?
Yeah, we're just finished looking at Ethereum. I was just saying it's looking pretty good with the consolidation.
Oh yeah. Ethereum's looking really good. Market's looking good, as Tristan mentioned. S&P also is looking very good. I know the Nasdaq has now broken new all-time highs, so I think relatively very soon we should be seeing the rest of the market follow through. So everything's looking very positive. Bitcoin especially, but I think Ethereum's slightly lagging behind. Hasn't really caught up, but we have been seeing a few altcoins start to pick up and are showing signs of an upward direction coming and momentum. So I would recommend all of you keep your eyes onto the market. Now, tomorrow is 4th of July, so I believe the market will be closed, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? I believe it is, right, Tristan?
I think so, yeah.
Stock market's going to be closed tomorrow, I'm assuming. So happy 4th. But to begin with, I would say I think we're relatively around the corner with seeing some sort of bullish momentum in the market. Hopefully next time I can show you guys and share some charts, but hopefully by then the charts are actually showing more positive momentum. But basically, overall, market's doing good. Gold is falling. Gold is showing weakness. I'm not sure if we talked a bit about gold. The dollar's also been falling quite a bit. So everything, stock market's rallying right now. So things are going to look very positive moving forward. So I would say hold on tight. And if you had any cryptos you wanted to go ahead and possibly load up and buy the dip on, I think now is your time. I don't think the market's going to fly overnight, but there's always that possibility in crypto. But I would recommend start positioning yourselves if you haven't yet.
Yeah. Make sure you got your favorite altcoins. So the ones that you think are going to do best in an altcoin run, make sure you are well allocated. Keep your DCA strategies going. Yeah. Unless you got anything else you want to add, John. I know you're very limited at the moment.
I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm afraid to like start going at it, and then like no one can.
Yeah.
That's why I've just been very quiet today.
Yeah, it's all good. All right. We will save. I'll bring you the more news of what is happening to the Fed at this point, why we moved back towards no rate cut. That will be on next week's episode. But if you are a member, you can always reach out and ask. We'll probably do a little bit of a notification or announcement to everyone as well. So we'll leave it at that for today. Short video today just because of some technical issues at the moment, but there was always next week. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you're walking away with some clear strategies and insights to push your DeFi journey forward. Remember, DeFi is evolving fast. For example, we got tokenized stocks now. So if you think crypto is over, you're wrong. It keeps growing so fast. So you got to know what actions you want to take with the right knowledge. So if you're ready to dive even deeper and want a roadmap to build your own DeFi success, check out our DeFi Masterclass. The link will be in the description below or in the comments in this case. In the training, you receive clear hands-on strategies to maximize returns, manage risk, and truly make the most of what DeFi has to offer, right from all the mentors and our CEO, Tan. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss next week's episode live right here on the Decentralized Masters podcast. I will talk to you guys later, and thank you for joining.
Thank you, Tristan. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Take care.